Minimalism doesn't have to be boring. You can still express your individuality whilst keeping your wardrobe simple and chic. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Emma, the founder of Success Styling Co, and I am a personal stylist, and I'm going to talk to you today about how to add personality to your basic wardrobe. Many people think that minimalist wardrobe's all about neutral tones and just plain basics, but actually adding some personality is what transforms the simple look and makes you look unique. Today I'm going to be sharing simple yet powerful ways to add character to your minimalist wardrobe while still keeping it chic and sophisticated. So tip number 1, play around with accessories. Accessories are honestly the most easiest way of adding personality in your wardrobe without having to break the bank, if I'm honest. You could go out and buy tons and tons of statement pieces, but you're just going to end up cluttering your wardrobe. You're probably not even going to end up wearing it. Whereas accessories, it's simple, it's easy, and like I said, it's not going to break the bank. A bold accessory can literally turn a neutral outfit into something that just gives it a little oomph to it, makes it unique, it makes it eye-catching, it just gives it a little vibe to it, a little bit oomph. So how do we do that? Well, you could opt for something like a chunky earring, you could go for like a big bold statement necklace, you could go for a beautiful bracelet, you could try a hat or a scarf to add some different textures to your outfit, you could go for like a different belt, you could go for like a woven one or anything like that. Literally, the world is your oyster. There are so many different accessories out there that you could just try and give it a go just to add some personality. But what I will say though is that please do limit one accessory per outfit just to keep the overall look balanced and it's just not then chaotic and all over the place. So that's my tip number 1. So moving on to tip number 2, adding pops of colour to your outfits. Now, minimalism doesn't mean to say that you have to stick to your blacks, your greys, your whites, your beiges, all the neutral tones. Adding pops of colour is actually going to create interest to your outfit, like visually, and it's also going to basically show off your own personal style. It's all about finding your colour palette or what suits your skin tone and what suits your personality. So how can we do this? So like previously, as I said, you could add a bright accessory, like shoes, a scarf, a bag, anything like that, and it's such a great way of adding pops of colour into your outfit without actually overwhelming yourself to start off with. You could either pick something like a bold pair of trousers, or you could add like a cardigan like I've got in here where I've got a red one and the rest of my outfit is neutral. It's something that just adds interest to it without actually taking over your whole entire look. If that does actually scare you, add in a bold colour, you could start off with something like a muted tone just to have like subtle look. So you could incorporate things like your mustards, your deep greens, like your blushes, because they go really well with neutrals. So that's a great tip of adding pops of colours even if you are overwhelmed by the brightness. You still add in a visual interest without overwhelming yourself. So moving on to tip number 3, mixing your fabrics and your textures. Now this is such a great way of adding interest to your minimalist outfit. It not only that, it also adds dimension to your outfit and it prevents them from looking like pretty much flat and boring, pretty much like two-dimensional. The right combination of fabrics can actually create such a beautiful, like rich, layered look, and it just almost looks like you haven't put any effort into your outfit whatsoever. That's the beauty of adding different textures and fabrics. So you could think of something like your silks and leathers together, you could mix and match cotton and wool, you could mix and match linen and velvet, like you could try a knitted sweater and a sleek leather jacket, or you could wear something like a silk blouse with a tailored trouser. Like there's so many different options that you can play around with, especially with the different types of fabrics that are available out there on the high street. And a good tip as well is like adding like contrast with your heavy fabrics with your light fabrics. So think of a chunky knitted jumper layered with a silk midi skirt. That is just a chef's kiss of an outfit. It adds visual interest to it and it just creates such a good 3D look of your outfit. So yeah, give different textures and fabrics a go. So moving on to tip number 4, playing with different shapes and styles. Now, adding different shapes and styles is such a fun way of adding personality to your basic wardrobe. Like, minimalism isn't just about neutrals, it's about finding like different cuts and shapes that suit your personality, suit your body shape, that's just going to give your outfit some structure and some flow. Like, playing with your proportions just literally allows you to be unique. It's flattering, it like makes you feel comfortable in your outfits, because remember, everyone is different, everyone has a different body shape, and that's what makes us unique. So playing around with your proportions is what's going to make your wardrobe fun and exciting for you. So you could experiment things like trying an oversized blazer, for example, or you could go for like an A-line skirt, you could go for a wide leg trouser. Like, there are so many different styles out there to try, to choose from. Like, literally just go experiment, have some fun with it, because fashion is supposed to be fun. A bit of trial and error, like all those sort of things that you can just grab by the balls, really. So just go have fun with it, go and give it a go, trial and error, and just see how you get on. So yeah, that's my tip number 4. So moving on to tip number 5, personalization with like either custom or like vintage pieces. Now, this is such a cool way of adding personality into your wardrobe, because when you go out and you find those vintage pieces, whether it's in like a charity shop or, you know, on places like Vinted or eBay, anything like that, that has some history to it, that has a story to it, you are adding like something that's so unique to just you, and no one else is going to have that. And that's what's then going to create that fun, exciting personality to you. And you could either go for like custom pieces as well, whether you go and get them customized by a tailor, or you could try and give it a go yourself, whether you just add like, I don't know, I saw a girl on Instagram where she added some pearls to the bottom of her blazer. No one else is doing that, and she's the only one that's got that. So that's what makes her unique and fun, and that's what brings her personality into her wardrobe. So go and give that a go. Like, look for a vintage statement jacket, or you could go for like a unique shoe or like a different quirky bag. Like, there's so many ways that you can incorporate something that's, whether it's vintage or a custom piece, into your wardrobe. And again, it just shows off your personality and just adds visual interest to your outfit. So you are definitely making your basic wardrobe look so much more fun when you add pieces like this into it. So moving on to tip number 6, playing with different prints. Now, adding prints is such a great way of adding interest into your outfit, because minimalistic wardrobes, they tend to stick to solids, i.e. like this cardigan, but subtle prints can add personality without actually taking away from the simplicity of like your overall look. Prints literally is such a great way of expressing your individuality in such an understated way. So how do we do this? You could add printed textures, for example, like houndstooth stripes or polka dots. Like, you could do it in an accessory, or you could do it like with one piece. You could choose subtle patterns such as like florals or like geometrics, and you could pair them with solid colours of your outfits. But remember to also, this is a good style tip, remember to keep the base of your outfit neutral and incorporate like different prints with, for example, like your blouse, or like you could have a scarf or like a pair of shoes, just to add that hint of personality. So those are my ways of actually incorporating different prints, and in such a subtle way and understated way, so that you don't feel overwhelmed, and you know, you're not picking prints that are like bold and garish. You're actually just picking prints that are like very classic, and such a great way of just adding personality to your basic wardrobe. And then finally, tip number 7, adding modern basics with a twist. Now, basics do not have to be boring. Little small tweaks to your wardrobe staples can, you know, actually make your look more contemporary, like more chic, more stylish, but without actually losing your minimalistic vibe. So for example, I have got a shirt here. It's just a classic blue stripe shirt, but the twist for me is actually it is cropped. It is not a full length normal shirt that you would find out on the high street, I've actually got a cropped one. So this for me is the best way of adding a modern twist to a wardrobe staple. So you could look for things like a classic white shirt, which could have like an asymmetric style to it. It could have like a different collar to it. There's so many different ways out there, and especially now on the high street, there's so many different elevated basics now, as we call them. So go and have a look, think of different ways that you can update your basics by giving it that little bit of personality to you, but without taking away that whole minimalistic vibes. And there you have it. Those are my top tips for adding personality to a basic wardrobe. You don't need an overcrowded wardrobe to showcase your style. Like, by adding literally a few pieces, key pieces, and focusing on, you know, like personalization, your minimalist wardrobe can actually be bold, unique, and effortlessly chic. And who knew that rhymed? So yeah, I'd love to know in the comments which one was your favourite tip. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because there will be more videos from where that came from. So I will see you in the next one.